been good. I went to Omaha to this amazing ranch that this billionaire who wants to create world peace owns.
Oh, yes. Yes to that.
I know. I'm the hypnotherapist for his like organization, and so I got to go and like work with some incredible human beings, and
Oh my gosh, that
it's
sounds
really
amazing.
cool. I know.
Oh, Paige, really quick. I really want to set up an appointment for Eloise as soon as possible. She has this like tick that's just hit her all of a sudden where her chest is just like, I don't know. I think it's stress
Oh
induced. And I was wondering if you could just do some hypnotherapy to help her relax.
gosh, totally. I have an opening at 3 today.
Okay, yeah, we'll take
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
that'll
Yeah.
work. Okay,
That's
I'll
not
tell her.
session.
That would be perfect.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Okay,
We'll just be on Clarity Zoom, but yeah,
okay.
I'm
And how
glad.
much for an individual session like that?
Oh, for kids,
So I can just Venmo you.
yeah, like $100 will be good for
Okay,
that. Yeah.
perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
So I haven't met this new face, have I?
This is Janelle.
I've met you, but it was long, long, long ago, I think. Probably
Janelle.
when.
This is my
I
mom.
certainly know the name, but I think it was a while ago. And are you a neighbor?
Yeah, past neighbor from Ogden when Paige lived in Ogden.
Oh, Janelle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
went
yeah.
to the British Virgin Islands with Leah. With
Yes.
her and her husband's anniversary. That
Are
we did.
you going to drive down from Ogden to Brooklyn?
When?
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Oh no,
Now I
for the session I'll do it with her daughter on Zoom.
Oh, on Zoom. Yeah.
you just do it online, Paige?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do the hypnosis online.
Oh, cool. So Janelle, are you the what's your last name?
Phipps.
Oh yeah. I see you like the sailing buddy.
Yes, that's right.
So
Yeah, you're the poly farmer who's got your kids. Are you still doing poly farming?
We do, yeah, we've got like our little monthly challenges. We're doing gardening right now.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. It's going well. Hi, Brianna.
she runs the farm approach.
Hello.
Crazy. Welcome.
Hi. Thanks.
It's a family call this morning.
I know. It's nice.
My sisters and my mom. Okay, well, let's dive in. Each person gets 30 to 40 seconds to share your win of the week. So, Brianna, you start. What's your win of the week?
You always make me go first. I'm just sitting down. Can I go second? Let me just think.
Okay. Janelle, what's your win for the week?
Yeah.
Well, this feels like a win right now. Look at these cute little babies getting
Oh,
so big. For the week.
She has this. Speaking of farm, she has like a goat and ducks walking around that's your front yard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my backyard. This is where the ducks go to bed at night. It's just in this little gated area.
Yeah.
There's so many of them.
There's so many of them. And the goat.
Your dog and goat match.
My screen not showing a picture.
You didn't finish your breakfast.
Like there's no.
You didn't finish your breakfast.
Oh, shoot. I don't.
Great.
On my screen.
So my win this week is gratitude. I feel like I've done well with just being able to point out the things that I feel really grateful for instead of things that are weighing me down. Especially with my kids, there's a lot that they're not doing well, but I've been able to I've been even taking pictures of things that they are doing well. And I go take a picture of it. It helps a lot.
That's such a good reminder to me because Brooklyn cleaned the whole main floor and I didn't even like acknowledge it. I was just like,
Aw.
okay, good. And
Yeah,
didn't
good. Finally. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like finally, and then moved on and I didn't acknowledge. So that's a really huge reminder for me today.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like focus on. And today we're talking about alchemizing like life with gratitude. So I'm super excited for that. I'm glad that you brought that up. Awesome. Okay, Mom, what about you? What's your win for the week? Oh, she's frozen. I think she got in her car, so she'll be frozen for a bit. Brianna.
My win was a successful birthday party last Friday. That was really good. And then and Maya was really happy and it was simple and it went really well. And and then we went camping for the first time in a long time, which was a win, packing and unpacking because it was only a one-nighter, but it was really fun to be in the mountains. And we haven't really camped with Bodhi much. So it's been like, oh yeah, I like doing this and it's fun with the kids and it's worth it.
It's a lot of work, but it's so worth it. It's so
Mhm.
good. Hi, Bodhi. So cute. Okay, let's see. Is Mom, are you up for sharing? And then we'll get on to what we're going into. That's so funny. You took your kids camping, Brie. I love that.
My win is that I've sort of gotten on top of a few really important things. And yeah, I've learned to, instead of have a list of things to do, I have this list of check off. I just get the biggest kick out of checking off the things that I've accomplished. So that's good. And it's making me feel very, very happy.
Isn't that interesting? It's like a way of celebrating your wins to have a checkbox next to your to-do list. A win, win. I love it.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, let's just take some deep breaths and get settled. We're just all moving around, but we'll just take some belly breaths and relax the shoulders and find ourselves here in the middle of the week on a Wednesday. If you can close your eyes, just notice that when we close our eyes, we're able to tune into our body and out of our mind a little bit more. We're able to feel into our big toe and our pinky toes, the bottoms of our feet. As we drop out of the mind, it just lets our mind rest. We become more embodied, more alive. Feel into your hips. Almost like your hips are the ones breathing. We hold emotion and tension in the hips. Just let them breathe. Let them release and relax. Notice when we do this, it's easy to breathe into the belly like we did when we were babies. As our breathing slows, it's the shoulders and arms relax. Notice that even the eyes and the jaw release. So we come into this present moment now. Deep breath. Opening up that third eye, that intuition, and notice that it connects with the divine, this white light that gets to pour down into us. This love that never ends, this access to wisdom beyond us. And just let that wisdom come through and notice that it's easy to have a clear mind with this white light pouring into you. And notice that Just one thing that you want to drop into focus on, a feeling or a frequency that you want to embody during this class, throughout this day, comes to mind. Just an intention, a word. In that frequency, notice it's easy to feel grateful. Notice one person that comes to mind when you think of gratitude, and think of the reasons why you're grateful for them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Think of something about today that you're excited about or you're grateful for. Think of why. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now that we're filled with gratitude and yumminess, we're more present, we're more embodied. Go ahead and just wiggle your hips, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Let the energy, the perfect amount of energy that you need for the class, to pour into your body. Raise your arms above your head, stretch, and say the word yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Welcome back. Good. Big stretches, aliveness. Okay, so today I'm so excited. This is a class that is probably the most incredible work I've done. Helen put together a lot of it, and I've been teaching and practicing and embodying it for the last couple years. And no matter how many times we go over it, I learn something more. I practice it a little bit more. I learn something more. So we have this in the book from the retreat, and I really wanted to go over this part of it and have us practice. So in your workbook, the invitation is really to hone in on this for 1 month. And I know it's the 3rd, but we can start from the 3rd and do until the end of the month. But we touched on it when we were at the retreat, and it started out with like, I think 3 full pages of these kind of questions and worksheets to do every day that Helen made. And then I went through them, and then I would, and I've done all these gratitude sheets for years, and like kind of seen what made the biggest difference and what is so simple. We can do it every single day, and we can kind of pull all of these things together that we've been working on for years. So the first thing to do first thing in the morning is like get our mind working and answer a question. The quality of the questions determines the quality of your life. So looking into, like, if you really want to understand gratitude more, ask questions about it and see how gratitude blesses your life. So there's 30 questions that ask you about gratitude and deepen your understanding of it, where it's not like you're reading it or you're learning gratitude from someone else. You're discovering what gratitude means to you. And so that's the first thing that we do each morning, is each time you do these sheets. And really, if you don't get it done in the morning, you can do it in the evening. But writing is such a powerful way of connecting the right and left side of the brain, the body to the mind, the body to earth in the 3D. So doing these writings is super cool. So the next thing is we have prompts each day in the sheets, like it's money in abundance, it's relationships, it's food, it's colors, it's light, it's memories. So there's all these different things that we kind of guide your mind through these worksheets. And I brought it down, like we started out with 10 gratitudes 5 years ago, right? And then we brought them down to 3 gratitudes. And I'm really just making sure that we can do this. I'm putting the link. Hi, Deanna. I'm going to put the link for the this worksheet into the chat so you can have the workbook. But we're going through these worksheets that we do, and what the challenge this month is to do this worksheet like every day. So to print this out, Deanna, I'll send you the PDF if you'd like to print it, or you can just pull it up like this and write in your journal. But we kind of focus on one topic around gratitude each day. And then we write out our gratitudes and we include the because is the amplifier word. Why is the amplifier question. So we go into why we are so grateful for whatever we're dropping into gratitude. And even after doing 2 of these in the morning, you're just like, you brought up your frequency. And so to go back to this first sheet here, this is kind of the game. So why are we doing this for 30 days? Why are we writing our gratitudes every morning? Or why are we learning about our emotions? And it really is to raise the frequency of your home, your emotional home. And consistency is how we progress, right? So if you wanted to have a goal to, like a physical goal to be able to swim 50 laps, you would have to show up at the pool every day or 3 times a week. You'd have to be consistent at it. You can't just be like, okay, I'm going to go swim 30 laps and then I'm going to the next week going to swim 50 and be totally fine. So it's the same thing. Like we're through consistent action, we're going to create a shift in our beingness and our reality. And the way to do that is to show up and like intentionally know, I want to reach joy more often, and I want my emotional home to be love or to be acceptance or to just be neutral wherever you are. But kind of look at this and go, what's your goal? What do you want to experience even more of? And what would be a reasonable in 30 days, like get from feeling a lot of grief or a lot of anger to getting to neutrality more often. And you'll notice that as you do these sheets, as you do this work, you will experience more of these emotions. And so I'd really love for you to choose like which one of these is kind of your aim to feel, because in the writing, you can keep bringing that in, keep reminding your brain, keep programming your mind to go for what you want. So in this, we're going to look at this worksheet, but we go from gratitude, which up levels our frequency immediately, into recognizing which emotion you're feeling that isn't serving you. And so it's kind of interesting to go from like gratitude to, this isn't going so well, but we're doing kind of an EMDR thing where we're dropping your brain into high frequency, we're letting your brain go into low frequency, and then we're teaching your brain how to go back into high frequency because we end with the gratitudes again. So in this practice, what I like to do is I will kind of tune into my body and I'll go, I'm experiencing one of these emotions, and I'll look at the sheets and go, am I feeling any of these? I feel some stress, or I feel a little bit of sadness. I feel some, whatever it is. So whatever you do, one thing I sometimes do is just look at this wheel, and especially as I'm like, it's learning emotional intelligence. And if every single day you spent some time reading through these emotions, in 30 days, you would understand emotions so much better, right? And so you can expand your awareness and vocabulary about your emotions through doing this every day. Are there any questions or comments just about the wheel, about this first question of you're experiencing the energy of the fear-based emotion? So if in that day you are like, I feel actually joyful, then just cross out fear-based emotion and be like, I'm feeling the emotion I call joy. And then you can learn about the message of joy, which is go celebrate in this moment and then go back to work, right? So you can learn about even the message of happiness. It's like, take a quick vacation from all the work and then let it go and move on. The joy is celebrate that you actually have a greater capacity to feel all of the emotions. And the greater your capacity for all the emotions, the greater your capacity for joy. So again, I'm kind of dropping into the teachings of each emotion, but it's the first step is just recognizing it within yourself. So what helps you to recognize the emotion that you're in? Because I know before I started studying this, I could really have only acknowledged that I'm either happy, sad, or angry. So what are some things that help you to go from, wow, I have a feeling, I have an emotion, to, oh, it's this emotion, and why? Yeah. So just, is there anything that you do to acknowledge your emotions?
I pull out the wheel
Right?
because it needs more nuance, right? And I need the wheel and I need to go through it and be like, where are we at? Where are we at? No, 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 no. Okay. And somebody needs to make this as just a table because I'm always like hawking my head sideways, reading the wheel.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Just like yeah, it's so true. You're like this. My sister has a pillow, so she just rotates it like that, and I think that's the best way to have this pillow, this the wheel. But I just love this wheel. I think it's so powerful, and if everyone could just actually recognize, oh, like I actually feel humiliated right now, and then go and learn about what humiliation is a message of, then we could start learning from this rather than just going, oh my gosh, I feel humiliated. Humiliated. I'm going to go into shame. I'm going to go into secrecy. I'm going to go into isolation. That's what typically people do when they feel humiliated. But this practice is, wow, I feel humiliation about being on stage and people laughing at the wrong time, because I have a fear that I look like a clown and people don't respect me and people don't are never going to hire me, and I'm going to go bankrupt because I'm not going to have enough money and I'm going to lose, right? Like, actually, if you will just acknowledge this, then you can recognize the fear. And the fear, when we bring it to light, what happens when we even just allow the fear to come to light? It begins to dissipate. So then we can look at this and we can go, I don't know if we have humiliation. And I have so many of these on here. And I also know that you can go into one of the things, oops, I don't know if I just deleted a page. Okay. I'll put here what I put at the bottom is, for any emotions that we don't have in the workbook, just put into AI, according to the language of emotions by Carla McLaren and the secret languages feelings of Calvin Banyan. Please tell me the message and the meaning and the suggested statement and invitation of the emotion humiliation, right? And then you can get, that can help you. Now, whatever it gives you, it may not totally resonate, but what you're asking is this one major question: what's the gift and what's the invitation? So the shortcut for all of this, like if you don't have this sheet in front of you and you're in a emotional spin, is you just stop and you go, whoo, okay, I'm feeling embarrassment. Oh, yeah, this feels really embarrassing. Oh, where do I feel in my body? Oh, yeah. What's the gift? What's the invitation? What is this humiliation or this embarrassment telling me? Right? We can start listening to ourselves. And you can ask, okay, what is your purpose? What are you trying to tell me? Sometimes the emotions are not wise. They're not like, they're scared parts that are creating these experiences in our body. So sometimes when I go in and I feel that, it's like, I'm like, oh, what's your gift? What's your invitation? It's like, to stop you from ever doing this again, right? And then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. How come you don't want me to ever do this again? Because when you did this when you were 7, you were so dumb, and it stopped you from like being friends with those kids, and they stopped being friends with you, right? Oh yeah. And so then you just go, oh yeah, now I'm 44 years old, and I actually have friends that would be okay even if I made a total fool of myself, you know? And they're like, you're 44? So anyway, to go back into the parts work that we do and that we can do, you can listen to yourself and just notice what comes up. Any thoughts or questions about that? So this next part is, I've previously experienced painful emotions of embarrassment, of humiliation, of sadness, of whatever it is. And I'm choosing to align to love by, and then you take that gift and the invitation. So let's just do sadness, because it's a good one. We all have felt that before. So you go, okay, I'm feeling the fear-based emotion of sadness because my dad died, and right now I'm building a company and I really would love his advice and I just miss him. And I felt this feeling of sadness before when my mother-in-law died and when I've been in hard situations. And I'm choosing love by releasing that belief that there's separation. And what needs to be rejuvenated is my connection with him and my trust that he's my guardian angel and that he loves me and he still loves me and his love is never going to leave me. And so I'm going to release that which no longer serves me. Now I'm going to go over into this next part, which is the alchemizing aspect of it. And this next sheet where we have more on sadness. I have to just find it. So you'll be flipping through your book for this. But, oh, it doesn't have it. Okay. Let's just look at humiliation that I just went through. Humiliation is this fear that your identity has been degraded or ridiculed unjustly, right? I'm embarrassed that I was on that stage and everyone laughed at the wrong time, and I have a fear that like I'm never going to be safe again, and I never really want to be on stage again, and I'm not going to be able to share my message, or I'm afraid that my self-image is damaged. So then in the questions we ask, like this question of I'm going to choose to align to love by. And I say, I'm going to choose to align to love through assurance, confidence, peace, clarity, and competence. I have confidence twice there. So I'm going to feel into certainty through seeking to understand. So I'm going to actually look at what they actually laughed at. And maybe I'll watch the recording of my speech and go, okay, I'm going to actually get some more information, because maybe the story in my head was that they laughed at me, but they may have been laughing at someone that farted out in the like, you just have no idea. Like there's other things and factors that are in engaging proactively in forgiveness is the process. So I'm going to proactively just drop into forgiveness for myself, right? Like I forgive myself for making a mistake or for not being perfect, or I'm going to forgive myself for not doing the very best I could on stage that day. And what does that look like? Maybe it's journaling, maybe it's breathing, maybe it's letting Christ's love pour through me. There's all sorts of ways we can do this. I can also recognize how I'm out of my business, because that's probably why I'm in suffering, right? I'm in other people's business when they laughed, or God's business, like that I'm not supposed to be on that stage, or that I did something wrong, or that I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time. And then just drop back into the worthiness and the love that's available to me, and that I'm worthy of love, right? It's coming back into that clarity. And then building proactively and restoring my self-confidence. So a little bit of a tangent, but it just came to mind, so I'm going to share it, is when I was first getting divorced, or I was first meeting with Helen before I got divorced, I was really struggling with self-confidence. And one of the assignments she gave me was to write out at the end of every single day 20 things that I had done that day. And what was happening was I would be, working from morning till night with the kids, and I had three little ones, and I was, running a lot of different things. And and Trey would come home and he'd just be like, what did you do all day? The house is messy, or like one of the kids is still in their PJs, whatever. So I started writing this out, and it was so powerful. It was like, oh my gosh, I had 12 women over for lunch. I took a meal over to someone else. I made a dress. I took care of, I took the kids to the park. The 20 things were significant. Like, it wasn't like I was not. So whatever it is now, I could do that, and I could be like, wow, I paid all my people, and I got down to the studio, and I got my workout in, and I ate some healthy food, and whatever. Like, it's all significant, and it's a really powerful thing for building confidence. So some of these things you're going to be like, okay, restore my confidence, but how do I do that? Or forgive myself. What forgiveness process is there? There's lots of different methods but there's tools. So this is part of the class of coming in after you've done it for a week and go, okay, so like one of the solutions to the impatience that I had was to delegate, but I'm struggling to delegate. I don't know how to do that. So bring whatever you're struggling with to class, because we can work through this. Like forgiveness, I wrote out, I forgive you page 70 times 7 times. Right? Like there are ways that we can work and program our mind to forgive, to have confidence, to create the certainty or delegate. But we can learn this through this process. But until you know that that is actually the answer, that's actually what your soul is calling for, You don't know. So if I just ignored the humiliation and just never went on a stage again, then I wouldn't actually get these messages. And I wouldn't be able to grow, and I wouldn't be able to raise my frequency. And the fact is most people actually never raise their frequency more than 25 to 50 points in a lifetime. But people that do this kind of work can go from a 200 to a 500 because it takes work, but it is possible, right? There are some people that go from 75 to 500 in a lifetime of like a real resonance change. But it takes the meditation and the reflection and the learning and the growth to do it. So back to the pages, that's this, how do I align to love? We go in and we discover, we ask ourselves, we look at the sheets, we figure out what the gift and invitation of that message is, that emotion is. Does this all make sense? Any comments or questions? So this is where we alchemize it. So this whole entire worksheet is kind of the alchemy of gratitude. So we're taking a fear-based emotion and we ultimately get to this place where we're like, thank you. Thank you for the most benevolent outcome of this humiliation, this sadness, this impatience, for all the people, for my kids, for my clients, for the world as a whole. Because, and then you go back into going, why do you want this benevolent outcome? Because women for millennia have struggled with humiliation and shut down, and I'm changing this for not just me, but for women all over the world, or because I'm building my self-confidence out of a place of lack, and this will impact all women that struggle with lack of confidence, or all people that struggle with lack of confidence, or that don't know how to forgive. Because as we do this work, it's not just us. This isn't just impacting us. So we're dropping into this like expansion of, not that this just is helping us and giving us the tools or giving me an invitation and a gift. It's expanding it out. It's a really beautiful practice, and it just takes it to a whole nother level. So again, it's kind of EMDR. It's gratitude. It's, ooh, I'm feeling this hard thing. It's working through it. It's doing the work. It's getting nitty gritty. It's coming back into, wow, I'm so grateful for the best outcome of this, going back into faith that stair steps us back into the higher frequency of gratitude. And then often by this point, I'm like, I'm so grateful to have awareness of this humiliation, because now I know how to, like, I'm actually going to do some things to grow my confidence and to step into more forgiveness, which is what I want to learn on this planet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then the last gratitude is just whatever it is. I'm so grateful that today I get to go swimming and play with my kids, or I get to finish this project. I feel really excited about it because it's going to impact a lot of people, whatever. So the final thing is, and this is how I end every hypnosis session too, is make a commitment. Just choose one thing. It doesn't have to be anything huge. It's just, what are you going to do today? What are you going to, like, what action are you going to take? And that helps us move forward towards what we want. So yeah, that's the process. It's easy. It's a daily practice. Again, it's not, you don't have to do this perfectly. Just do it every day. Get your pen on the paper and see what can happen in 30 days of having a writing practice, and raising your emotional intelligence. And again, just like have your aim on this, like at the end of I'm going for more love, right? More joy. So as I go to, the reason I focus on joy is because joy is that I've increased my capacity for all emotions. That's kind of like the message of joy. So if I can increase my capacity for all emotions, then my belief is that I can experience more joy. So when I'm doing my sheets, I can say with all my heart, thank you, thank you, thank you for the increase of joy in my life, because this is the frequency I want to have as my emotional home. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. So it's fun, it's beautiful. Your workbook has all these sheets in it for you. But yeah, just create that confidence. And we always have a quote about gratitude at the bottom. So Helen and I put this together, and it's just a beautiful tool. So yeah, what do you think of, are you up for the challenge? Are you willing to do this? When do you think you'll be able to do this? Any questions about it? Breezy.
Yeah, I'm excited about it because I've been like for months trying to figure out what to do, like have this sacred time in the morning and how to fill it. And when I know what I'm going to do, it's easier to get up out of bed earlier. And so I have been getting up and doing my 5 rights, and now the gratitude, now I wrote it out. I'm going to do my 5 rights, the gratitude sheet, then I'm going to go to my planner, then I'm going to get dressed and then play the piano by the time that wakes the kids up. And so I have my 5 things, which I like the number 5. And it's a little bit of movement and this writing. And when I kind of plan the day, it feels so good. And then starting the day with music feels so good. So I'm really excited about this morning.
Oh my
My
God.
sacred time.
So beautiful and intentional. I love that this kind of fills it out, you know.
Yeah.
I really think in the book we left the back page open, so you can journal, or you can write your to-do list for the day, or you can, you know, so there's space there too. I think it's really, really powerful to put your pen to paper first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I have a planner that shows me the whole week as a whole. And so it just kind of anchors me like, oh yeah, that's where we're at in the week. And this is what I need to do today for Saturday. And so that'll have me, it was funny because it's like, well, after the 5 rights, what do I do? It was weird. I was like, oh, now I know what to do.
Yeah, you have your workbook.
Yeah.
So, it's so good. Okay, Janelle, any thoughts, any questions?
Yeah, I'm really excited to do this throughout the month of June. I think it's perfect timing for me. And so I just wrote down in my planner, I have these little sheets that are like my habit trackers. So I just have my goal to write down my gratitudes daily, my thank you, thank you, thank yous. And I think I'm going to do it outside is one thing I'm just going to add to it, because I go outside to feed all my animals in the morning, and it's just so, you know, rejuvenating and pretty out there. So I'm going to bring this with me and do it out there, and it would just be the greatest kickstart to the day.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I like that.
To do it outside, like get you grounded, and especially
Yeah,
spring, summer, fall, it's such a good idea. Yeah.
yeah, so
Love that.
beautiful.
Can you show your habit tracker? I think it's
Yeah,
so cool.
it looks like this. I don't, does that show up? It's
Yeah.
Oh.
one of those little like fan charts. And so I just got it on these little sheets that go in my planner so I can fill them out.
Oh.
Can you send that to us on this course?
Yeah.
That is what I've been looking for.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be super great.
So I can send you, there's 8x10s that are free online. This one like fits specifically into my planner, and I can send that too, just so you know what kind of planner it is, but I can send you both.
Thank you.
Pretty
I love it.
filled out. I've seen them when you've filled them all out. Like, that's so cool. It's
Very satisfying. Yes.
right. Yeah.
Yes. It's nice.
Yeah. It gets addictive, I bet.
Yeah, it does.
This is what I struggle the most with is like the consistency. So finding things that help. I know that it's how you create on planet Earth and how you get results, but it's like we need things that, especially when we have lots going on or whatever, but it's like it is so powerful to find these tools that kind of
Yeah.
hold us. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, agree.
I love a tracker, but the ones I've come across are just way too complex.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're kind of more business, or they're more men, or I don't know what it is, but it was just
Yeah.
like, or they're so small I can't read them without my glasses. That's darn right annoying.
Yes. Yeah, I'll send you my favorites. We've done this with our kids too for the farm approach where they each have their own. There's like spiral bound ones on Amazon that are just the same format's really simple, and it's just simple enough that you can just color it in every day.
Mm,
So,
cool.
I'll send them.
and
Thank
there's
you.
like curve to it. There's something feminine about it.
I know.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
ones that I buy, they have like flowers at the top. They are very feminine. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Deanna, do you have any thoughts, questions, shares about this concept?
I like it because I tend to focus on the opposite. I tend to focus on what needs to be like adjusted right now, like actively fixed right now, like the problems, and not on like, hey, we did, and not the back patting. So I think it's cool. And the only other thing that came to mind, which I have used on 2 occasions, is my chiropractor of all people has a jar when you walk into the office, has a color coded. So everything in it, there's these little folded cards throughout the jar that are different colors. And on the front, it says, if you are feeling, and it says an emotion, and it corresponds to a color. And you can pull it out. It's usually a scripture that's aligning with that. And it's either how to like celebrate it or what to think of to improve the situation, sort of thing. And it reminded me a lot of that. It's
Yeah,
really cool to like in that space have like a direction, right?
exactly. That's what was so amazing to me. I'm like, wait, if I feel sad, I actually have something I can do about it. Because it's just instinct, especially for people that are like, I don't know. I think there's like Sagittarius people that are like happy to just feel kind of like dark. I don't know. But for me, I'm like addicted to being happy in that when I didn't feel happy, I made myself super wrong. Right. And so in the lack of happiness, I went deeper and because I'm in that making myself wrong for it. And then what's typical, like luckily I don't have an addictive personality or didn't have that kind of thing, but typically with people with my personality type will be addicts because they just want to escape. Like they'll turn to food or they'll turn to like substances so that they can just get out of the negative feeling because we just want to feel happy all the time, you know. And so this was like this relief valve for me almost. I was like, oh my gosh, like if I feel the most horrible feelings, it's not wrong and they are just giving me a message and I can do something about it and I can get back into love faster. But the big thing that in this 5 years of doing this work, from just doing the gratitudes, I would do 10 gratitudes every morning with the why. So because I'm grateful for this and this because, and then I'd write it out. So I did that for a few years. And then I realized what was missing was I was basically sprinkling sparkles on shit. I was like, I was feeling a bad feeling and then going, oh, just put gratitude on it and I'd feel a little bit better. But I was missing that key element of getting the message of it. So now I feel it and then I go, ooh, okay, what's the gift? What's the invitation? And that's the big shift that this work gave me, was I got to really experience, like, I got to grow and there we go. I got to really be grateful and happy that those feelings were coming up by the end, and the alchemy happened, but it wasn't just instant breezy. I can't meet you for something. So it was, yeah, I just think it's such powerful work, you know, and it is raising our frequency and our emotional intelligence through not just because what can happen with just using gratitude is we're in hard, tricky, difficult, crappy situations, and then we just put gratitude on it. Well, then that situation doesn't shift. That person keeps doing the things that they're doing. That that feeling just comes back in a different way. That emotion keeps trying to communicate with you, and you ultimately are shoving it down, and that way you end up getting sick, because your body will give you, like, it will either hold the emotion, like this whole concept is based on the body keeps score, right? And you're going to, yeah,
It aligns with your frequency chart.
what's that?
If you look at the frequency chart that you had, right, on the right-hand side, that destructive energy, right? It totally goes hand in hand with that.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. Right? Like you're internalizing that energy on the very right-hand side.
Yeah, destructive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel fear, and so I always go back to this experience of like finding out I had cancer, but it's just such an easy one, is like I felt the fear. And what I would have done without this information is I would have just gone into worry and anxiety for the next 3 weeks until I got to talk with my doctor. But because I went into the sheets and I went, oh, okay, I know that fear has a message for me, and that fear means that I don't have enough information and then I need to take action. Then immediately I went, oh, okay, I still had the fear in me, but I knew that I needed to go, okay, what information do I need to be able to take action? And so I asked those questions. And then the answer was, you need to go in to see the doctor in 3 weeks. And after that, I just went, okay, I made the appointment with the doctor, and then I just let it go. And I didn't sit in what would have actually caused more sickness in my body if I had just kept in the fear. In fact, I would have gone into grief and the sadness and regret, making myself wrong. I shouldn't have, I should have eaten more regularly. I should have exercised more, like making myself, oh, I probably have cancer because of this person and that person and me, and taking, and then I go into apathy, and, like you go down if you don't deal with it. Or if you do the spiritual bypassing, and I just go, okay, I'm grateful I'm alive. I'm grateful I have my kids. I'm grateful I have, then I go, this stuff just goes into my body, and then it makes me sick. Right?
Mm-hmm. Good point.
Yeah. This is the game.
I love this page. I think this is so profound. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, couldn't tell if I was muted. I feel like probably the most profound thing I've ever gotten out of the Bible was when Jesus wept, because he knows everything. And so why would he weep? But it was when his friends were weeping over the death of their brother, over Lazarus. And but he knows he's going to raise Lazarus from the dead, but first he weeps with them. And I remember this was years ago that just like really profoundly stopped me in my tracks, that he wept with them. And I remember writing in the margin, like, he does not belittle your grief. And that's been a huge lesson for me. But then just this past Easter, I went back to that scripture and a second lesson came up again. And I learned not only does he sit with us in that lesson, in that pain, and sitting in the muck, but he also never rushes it. And I think that's exactly what you're saying. Like, it takes time to sit in the discomfort of these emotions, and we cannot rush it. Like, I've learned that with my depression. I want it to be faster and I want it to be over, but the lessons take time. And I I love what you're teaching us about doing the work. It's not fast. Like, it's not quick and it's not easy. And it does take time, and sometimes it takes a lot of time. And that's just a good reminder for me.
Yeah.
I think on top of that, it's like what Paige is also highlighting is that you recognize it and you're able to sit in it without spiraling deeper.
Yes. And without making judgment on yourself about
Yeah,
it.
like it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It sucks right now. And let's just let it suck and feel it and work through it, not try to numb it. And
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there are also, can anybody hear me? Am I on?
Yeah.
Okay. I really love this conversation this morning. It's fantastic. And it is profound. I want to tell you a quick event where it's also quick, that the response, I want to tell you the story of when Paige went up in a kite and then dropped 30 feet and hit and broke 5 ribs. And I was called over to the emerge, and there was Paige. And it was incredible. And I don't know exactly how to explain this really, Paige, but I did come back 2 years later and I said, Paige, how did you do that? Because Paige had a smile on her face. She was okay. She was full of like positivity. And she didn't know that she had 5 broken ribs, nor did she know the depth of the damage. And anyway, I'm telling you, what happened was honestly remarkable. And she was visiting and talking, and I said to her a few years ago, I said, Paige, how did you do that? Because I've met people with broken ribs since that happened, and you had 5 of them. And she said, Mom, I was so grateful that I wasn't a paraplegic, that I was just completely overwhelmed with gratitude, that I could breathe, that I woke up, that I was going to be fine. And that was astonishing. The frequency was astonishing to all of us, the nurses and everything. And she wasn't on drugs.
It's amazing.
That's the power of gratitude, right?
Yes.
It was interesting because when that happened, it was like a drug. Like, my gratitude that I didn't break my back was so huge that I was just like high on gratitude. It was just like, oh my gosh, like and I know that, and I'd been doing this gratitude for years,
Yeah.
like writings and everything. So I knew the frequency of gratitude was like easy to drop into, I think. So it just was this like blast of gratitude. But I look at it and I go, here's what I would have done 5-10 years before. I would have been like, oh my gosh, am so hurt. What an idiot. This guy tied me to a kite. I can't believe he put me in that. Like, why was I so stupid to let him do that? Like, I should have researched this sport before. And there's obviously a lot of wind going on. And then he's in the hospital, like showing me all these YouTubes of people getting drug into cars and playgrounds and like, power lines and stuff. And I'm like, I could have easily gone into making it all wrong, making him wrong, making me wrong. But I just stayed in this, like, I'm not paralyzed. Wow, this is the best thing ever. Like, I'm going to be able to walk. I'm going to be able to run. I just knew it. And it was I felt like that is a really amazing experience of recognizing that it's the story you're telling yourself that gives you the experience that you had. Like, it kind of gives me that experience of, in A Course in Miracles, it talks about how we project suffering onto Christ. Like, we project that he was in this horrible, but actually it's what he went through. We project that he was in huge suffering. But like, someone would see me with 5 broken ribs and go, she must have been in massive amounts of suffering, because I broke one and I had like the most pain I've ever been in, or I couldn't breathe or whatever. But it was like, I wasn't in suffering. And sometimes it hurt and I'd be like, oh, okay, I have to stay still or I can't roll over. But there was no suffering involved with the pain, right? So how is that? Like, how can we be in the worst situations and not be in suffering? And that's the whole retreat was about, like, escaping suffering. People were in the concentration camps and not in suffering. Not many of them. It was a long time ago, but more and more of us are able to be in the hardest of situations and not be into suffering. And part of that is not making things wrong and actually looking at the wins and seeing the things that are going right. So we're programming the brain every day that we write our gratitudes and we see what's going well. Then we get more of that because we get what we focus on. Yeah. So again, the one thing, I love your share, Janelle, because it was like that concept of Christ crying. I think there's also a real beauty in recognizing the power of tears, right? Like, he was in human form, and tears are actually cleansing. They release toxins. There's actually all these studies and science that shows the benefit of crying. So now when I start to cry, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to let myself cry. One other thing I'm just going to say, because it came to mind, is they did this study where they tested, they had men look at pictures of women, and then or videos of women, and then they had men see videos of those same women crying, and they were more attracted to them, and they found them more. So like, whenever I cry, I'm like, oh, I'm so sexy.
I love that.
Oh, and one final thing about crying is Brooke's husband, like, we grew up and there was this like, stop crying kind of message, like, stop crying. It made my dad really uncomfortable if we cried, just because he loved us so much, but like, he just didn't feel comfortable with that. So he'd be like, stop crying. So, and I would get really upset when I would start crying, and it would kind of spiral. But then her husband would sing that Daniel Tiger song, "It's okay to cry. It makes everything feel better." And it shifted things for me. And I was like, oh, it's okay to cry. And as soon as I do that, like, my nervous system would calm down. So anyway, some codes about crying for you this morning. Yeah. It's so yummy. So on that note, let us just kind of drop in. We'll do a final meditation, and we'll just tune into this process. And I'm going to just have you, we'll drop in and trust the process. Okay. Any final comments before we start? Get comfortable. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. And again, just a gentle body scan from the top of your head. Your eyes relax and release, your jaw, even your tongue release the bottom of your mouth. Deep breath. And with your exhale, your shoulders relax all the way down your arms and hands. Breathing into your belly, up into your heart, down through your hips, legs, and feet. Here in this familiar state of total and complete relaxation. Noticing that as your breath slows, your mind is given permission to slow down as well, to focus on one thing. And notice that there's a light ahead of you in your mind's eye, imagining this bright light and noticing that it's easy to be drawn, pulled toward this light. Noticing as you get closer and closer that your entire nervous system settles and calms. Getting to notice the frequency of peace flooding your entire being. Notice if there's a color associated with this peace. Notice that this light, this white light, fills you with an unconditional love. When you know how loved you are, this peace comes. Enjoying this frequency, almost like an energy bath of peace and love. And to notice how you're able to show up with others in this frequency, walking forward, filled with this color and this light. Just imagine how you get to be with your family members. The conversations, the touch, the connection that's possible when you hold this frequency. Feel how effortless it is to be here now. Peace in your mind allows you to be present. Notice how clear your mind is, and you're filled with peace. Notice that you're able to hear what you need to hear and say what you need to say. The truth is so clear when you hear it, and that your words are filled with kindness, with creation, with empathy. Notice how your mind connects to your throat. Your intuition is activated in this energy of life. Feel the intelligence in your mind, the clear communication in your throat, and the openness in your heart. Breathing into your heart now, letting that energy flood down through your hands. What do you do with your hands? Who do you hug with your arms? How do you open up your heart a little bit more? And feel that light pouring down into your solar plexus. And feel the confidence, the aliveness, the growth that you experience. You create, move, and are in this frequency. Breathe that confidence into your body. Notice how your heart is braver, your voice is clearer and stronger, your mind is active, and all the ideas and ways you can contribute in the world, who you are. And just remember now a little more about who you are, your purpose. Why you're here on the planet, what you're here to do and be. Breathing that in and feeling into the happiness, the joy, the effortless synchronicity of life. When you're in this energy, notice how you can play and dance and enjoy this peace. Happiness drops you into your body. How do you move? How do you create? When you trust in the love that is you. And how lovable you are. Feel the joy. And allow this peace to flood your entire being now. And notice how this is actually a grounding energy. Connects you to this earth realm, to your family, to your belongings. Your energy is so grounded, so safe, so secure in this frequency. As you kind of bathe in this energy, this clarity comes to your mind of how you want to show up, how you want to step forward, how you want to bring this frequency into your life even more. Perhaps you see yourself waking up in the morning, smiling, doing your morning routine, pulling out your book, writing out your gratitudes, meditating on what gratitude is for you. And beginning your study of the emotions, beginning with you, what you're feeling that day. Letting yourself discover yourself more, fall in love with yourself more, have compassion for yourself even more. Notice that as you grow, you're more alive. And as you learn, it gives you a greater capacity for this peace, this love, this happiness, this joy. When you take a deep breath, just feel your body being filled with the gratitude that comes when you finish this practice. Know that this consistent practice gives you even more of this, allows you to be more in this frequency. And so as you take a deep breath, I want you to choose one thing that you're going to do moving forward, one commitment that you're going to make to yourself, something to do after this class or this week, moving forward. And see yourself doing it. Breathe in that vision. Know that all you need to do is step into it now. It is done. And I'll have you begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. As I count up, you'll notice that your commitment becomes stronger to all the energy that comes into your body, gets stronger and stronger. 3, the perfect amount of energy for the rest of the day. 4, excited for how you want to move forward. 5, holding on to that peace, that love, that joy, raising your hands above your head. 6 and 7, all the energy back into your body. 8, feeling great. 9, open your eyes. And 10, say the word yes.
Yes.
Welcome back. Thank you.
It's beautiful, Paige.
Yummy, right?
Very yummy. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Biggest takeaways, Janelle, can you share, and then we'll let you go.
I just love my biggest takeaway is just, it makes such a huge difference what you choose to focus on, like you were teaching us. You don't have to suffer when you don't necessarily have to suffer when you're in pain. Love that.
Yeah. Just coming through it. Deanna, biggest takeaway.
So as someone who had a complete crash out on Monday, I have at work and apologize the next day. But the one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to double and triple check any information before I react on that information. Because my crash out was 100% due to an online monitoring system that had a glitch.
Yeah.
So what I was reacting to wasn't even real. And to this day, nobody on our entire IT side, our entire science team has any idea how it even happened, how that glitch happened. So.
Yeah.
Oops.
Such a good example of stopping and going, I'm feeling this emotion. What's the gift and invitation? Oh, get more information, that could have solved some of the things, but it's a perfect example of how we don't do that. Breezy. And then Mom.
My biggest takeaway was, one question first, how do I hear replays? Because these last 2 meditations at the end, I haven't been able to focus. I've been wandering. And so I'm I really wanted to hear that.
They're on the Spiral Up channel on my like I've sent the link in the Spiral Up Mastermind,
all
but
on
I'll
there.
send the playlist link. And then the playlist link has almost all the classes. I've been pretty good about posting all the classes on there.
Thank you. Okay, great. Because I actually, all this last week, I was like, I wanted to hear that last week one, but I didn't. So I have a couple to catch up on.
Me
I
too.
love those. I sit there and I'm so relaxed. I'm loving it, but my mind is wandering. So was wondering.
Yeah.
My biggest takeaway would be probably the idea of not just probably the idea of sitting with the emotion, because I have done the gratitude work before, the thank you ones, and but I didn't feel a huge shift there. And so I think it is actually more about addressing my feeling than to just cover it up with gratitude. So it kind of made that connection of like, oh, that's maybe why I wasn't getting huge transformation from the gratitude sheets before, where from when I've done these sheets that you're taking us through, I have felt like, oh yeah, that's what's happening. And I feel way more like capable to move forward.
Yeah, that's what we're going for, is like that relief valve of like, oh, okay, I feel better, you know?
Yeah.
And like you can feel that with gratitude unless you're piling it on top of something that is needing to be addressed. And then that's still going to be needed to address. So yeah,
Mhm.
love it. Thank you so much. And Mary Joy.
Yes, today's the 3rd of June, well-timed, Paige. I feel like I can start, and I feel like I want to be committed to this one. And yeah, I've seen the gratitude thing for a long, long time. And today's class, you were just calm. You just calmly went through like how you use it rather than trying to figure out how. This is wonderful, calm start, and I can do this.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, next week we'll hear how everyone did and get shares and questions, and we'll keep diving into this. There's so much to go into. So we'll keep workshopping it and learning and applying it all. So thank you so much for being on. You guys are the best. I love you.
Have a
Thank you.
good week.
Be
Love
full
you
of
guys.
peace. Bye.
Bye.